Have you heard the fable of the Mexican fisherman?
I don't think so. You just Google it?
I'm going to read this to you.
All right.
All right, you ready? You're going to like this.
I'm ready.
An American investment banker was taking a much-needed vacation in a small coastal Mexican village when a small boat with just one fisherman docked. The boat had several large, fresh fish in it. The investment banker was impressed by the quality of the fish and asked the Mexican how long it took to catch them. The Mexican replied, "Only a little while." The banker then asked why he didn't stay out longer and catch more fish. The Mexican fisherman replied he had enough to support his family's immediate needs. The American then asked, "But what do you do with the rest of your time?" The Mexican fisherman replied, "I sleep late, fish a little, play with my children, take siesta with my wife, stroll into the village each evening where I sip wine and play guitar with my amigos. I have a full and busy life, senor." The investment banker scoffed. "I am an Ivy League MBA, and I could help you. You could spend more time fishing and with the proceeds buy a bigger boat. And with the proceeds from the bigger boat, you could buy several boats until eventually you would have a whole fleet of fishing boats. Instead of selling your catch to the middleman, you could sell directly to the processor, eventually opening your own cannery. You could control the product, processing, and distribution." Then he added, "Of course, you would need to leave this small coastal fishing village and move to Mexico City, where you would run your growing empire." The Mexican fisherman replied, "But senor, how long will all this take?" To which the American replied, 15 to 20 years. "But what then?" asked the Mexican. The American laughed and said, "That's the best part. When the time is right, you would announce an IPO and sell your company stock to the public and become very rich. You could make millions." "Millions, senor? Then what?" To which the investment banker replied, "Then you would retire, you would move to a small coastal fishing village where you would sleep late, fish a little, play with your kids, take siesta with your wife, stroll to the village in the evenings where you could sip wine and play guitar with your amigos."
I love that. Dude, that's great. I had never heard that before.
Yeah.
The Fable of the Mexican Fisherman. That's powerful. I love that.
Yeah.
Now I want to have some wine and go fishing.
Die with Zero. I'm 4 chapters in. It is like you said, you kind of gather the gist of it from the title, but there's still definitely some benefit to be picked up from.
Oh, was that from that book? He included that in the book?
No. But this just, it's a similar, it's all along live to work, work to live. Like, keeping up with the Joneses. You need this kind of car. You need to live in this neighborhood. You need to do all of these things that cost money, have this kind of bag, wear these kinds of clothes that are essentially like units of energy that you're investing in something that's air, that's like reputation, basically. Whereas those units of energy or time spent working could be spent doing something else.
I love that. Yeah, and it makes me think, specifically relevant to coaches who might be listening to this. And I know actually there are a fair amount of people who are not coaches who listen to this, which we appreciate you listening. But specifically for the coaches, there are many coaches who have, whether it's 15, 20, 30, 40, whatever clients. And they're like, I want to have a huge business. I want to build a big business. It's like, if you've got 20 online coaching clients, you could have such amazing work-life balance. You could spend a few hours answering emails, spend a few hours making programs a week, and then you could go fishing. You could play guitar with your amigos. But it's like, that's one of the things where, and I don't regret anything that I've done. I'm very, very proud of what I've built, and I'm very glad I did it. But who knows? Maybe I could have been much happier if I didn't. My life could have been completely different if I didn't. And right? So it's like there's that's what I'm trying to do now, is spend less time working and more time being with family, being with friends, and just relaxing. But I wish someone had given me that advice when I was younger. And I wish I had read the Mexican Fable about the Mexican fisherman, because who knows? Maybe I would have headed, I don't know the right word, maybe I would have heeded the advice, maybe it would have fallen on deaf ears. Who knows? But I think it's very important. And in hindsight, yeah, it's a great message.
Yeah, and if it hits for you, if it lands, great. If not, maybe it's not meant for you, because I agree. If you would have told me that, and I heard that at various points in my life, and you know, everyone's different. Everyone has different security needs. Everyone has different ambitions, and it's not a judgment, but a lot of us do get swept up into the way that we act based on the culture that we're in, not based on how we really want to live our lives.
Yeah.